What if I told you that embracing ancient wisdom could transform your modern relationships? Welcome to our deep dive into Stoic principles to navigate modern relationships. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an insightful video like this one. Now, let's dive right into the heart of Stoicism and how it can guide us through the complexities of today's relationships. Stoic philosophy, a school of thought founded in ancient Greece, primarily teaches us the importance of virtue, wisdom, self-control, and the nature of things beyond our control. These principles might seem distant relics of the past, but they hold immense relevance for our current lives, especially when it comes to how we handle relationships. Relationships, whether romantic, familial, or friendly, are a fundamental aspect of human existence, often bringing both joy and challenges. The Stoics believed that by refining our character and controlling our perceptions, we could navigate these relationships more harmoniously. First, let's talk about the Stoic concept of Amor Fati, which translates to love of fate. At its core, this principle teaches us to embrace everything that happens in life as necessary and beneficial, even the difficulty. In relationships, this means accepting our partner's flaws and the inevitable challenges as part of the growth process. Instead of resisting or resenting what is, we learn to love and understand it deeply. For instance, if a friend constantly arrives late, rather than fuming with anger, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to practice patience and understanding. This does not mean we should accept harmful behavior, but rather cultivate a mindset that seeks the growth and learning that comes from every situation. Another powerful Stoic lesson is the Dichotomy of Control, a principle that emphasizes understanding what is and isn't within our control. In relationships, many conflicts arise from attempting to control the other person's actions, feelings, or thoughts. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own actions and attitudes instead. Imagine you're in a relationship where your partner often reacts with anger to certain discussions. Instead of trying to change their reactions, which is outside your control, you can focus on controlling your response and maintaining your own tranquility. This shift in focus can significantly reduce conflict and stress, fostering a more peaceful relationship environment. Additionally, the practice of negative visualizations offers profound insights for modern relationships. Negative visualization involves imagining the loss of something important to us, which in turn helps us appreciate it more deeply. In relationships, this means taking a moment to visualize life without our loved ones. This exercise can increase our gratitude and decrease our tendency to take others for granted. For example, by imagining a life without a close friend or partner, we might realize how much they truly mean to us, prompting us to express our appreciation more often and with greater sincerity. The concept of Sympatheia, or mutual interdependence, is another cornerstone of Stoic thought that can enhance our relationships. Stoics believed we are all interconnected and that our actions impact one another. Understanding this interconnectedness encourages us to act with greater empathy and compassion. In modern relationships, this means recognizing that our words and actions have a ripple effect on those around us. When we approach our interactions with the awareness that we are all part of a greater whole, we are more likely to act with kindness and consideration, strengthening our bond. Stoicism also teaches the importance of Epictetus's Handbook, which advises us to focus on our own moral development rather than being overly concerned with others' faults. This practice can be invaluable in navigating modern relationships. Often, we are quick to point out our partner's shortcomings while neglecting our own areas for growth. By shifting our focus inward, we not only improve ourselves, but also set a positive example for others. For instance, instead of criticizing a friend for not being supportive enough, we can reflect on how we can be more supportive ourselves, thus fostering a more reciprocal and nurturing relationship dynamic. The Stoic principle of equanimity is about maintaining a balanced and calm mind regardless of external circumstances. In relationships, this equanimity helps us respond to conflicts and challenges with a cool head, rather than with reactive emotions. Suppose you receive harsh criticism from a family member. Instead of reacting impulsively, equanimity allows you to pause, consider the feedback objectively, and respond thoughtfully. This balanced approach not only reduces unnecessary conflict, but also opens up pathways for constructive dialogue and resolution. Moreover, the Stoics were great advocates of the idea that virtue is the highest good. They believed that living a virtuous life, defined by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, was the ultimate goal. In the context of relationships, this means prioritizing virtuous behavior over personal gain or gratification. For example, in a romantic relationship, practicing justice might involve being fair and honest with your partner, even when it is difficult. By holding ourselves to these high standards, we cultivate relationships based on mutual respect and integrity. The principle of memento mori, or the contemplation of mortality, is another profound Stoic lesson. While it might seem morbid, reflecting on our mortality can actually enrich our relationships. By acknowledging that our time with loved ones is finite, we are reminded to cherish every moment and not to squander time on petty disagreements or grudges. This awareness can inspire us to be more present and engaged with our loved ones, fostering deeper and more meaningful connection. Furthermore, the practice of mindfulness and stoicism, which involves paying close attention to our thoughts and emotions without judgment, can greatly benefit our relationships. Being mindful helps us become more aware of our habitual responses and patterns, allowing us to choose more constructive ways of interacting with others. For instance, if we notice that we often respond defensively during arguments, mindfulness can help us catch ourselves in the moment and choose a more measured response. This self-awareness not only improves our communication, but also strengthens our emotional resilience. The Stoic exercise of self-reflection is another valuable tool for modern relationships. Taking time each day to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and interactions can provide insights into how we can improve our relationships. By honestly assessing how we conducted ourselves and where we might have fallen short, we can make conscious efforts to grow and change. For instance, after a conflict with a friend, reflecting on the situation might reveal that we were quick to judge or didn't listen fully. Recognizing these tendencies allows us to address them and strive for better interactions in the future. Also, the Stoic idea of living in accordance with nature teaches us to align our lives with our true nature and the natural order of the world. In the context of relationships, this means understanding and accepting ourselves and others as we truly are, rather than imposing unrealistic expectation. Recognizing that everyone is on their own unique journey allows us to approach our relationships with greater acceptance and patience. For instance, understanding that a partner's need for solitude is a natural part of their personality can foster a more supportive and harmonious relationship dynamic. The principle of gratitude is another key Stoic teaching that is immensely beneficial for relationships. The Stoics believed in being grateful for everything we have, cultivating an attitude of thankfulness that permeates all aspects of life. In relationships, expressing gratitude for our loved ones and the positive aspects of our connections can significantly enhance our bonds. For example, regularly acknowledging and appreciating the efforts and qualities of a partner or friend can create a positive and nurturing environment that strengthens the relationship. Additionally, the Stoic practice of voluntary discomforts involves deliberately embracing hardship to build resilience and appreciate what we have. Applying this to relationships, we might intentionally face difficult conversations or address underlying issues that we usually avoid. By confronting these challenges head-on and with courage, we build stronger, more resilient relationships. For instance, discussing a recurring conflict with a family member rather than avoiding it can lead to greater understanding and resolution, ultimately strengthening the bond. Lastly, the Stoic concept of serenity prayer, which is about accepting the things we cannot change, having the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference, provides a practical framework for navigating relationships. In practice, this means discerning which aspects of a relationship are within our control and which are not, and acting accordingly. For example, we cannot control if a friend decides to move away, but we can control how we maintain the relationship and stay connected despite the distance. This wisdom allows us to focus our energy more effectively, fostering healthier and more fulfilling relationships. In summary, Stoic principles offer a profound and timeless guide for navigating modern relationships. By embracing concepts such as Amor Fati, the Dichotomy of Control, negative visualization, Sympatheia, self-reflection, and gratitude, we can cultivate deeper, more harmonious connections with those around us. These ancient teachings remind us to focus on our own growth, maintain a balanced perspective, and appreciate the finite nature of our time with loved ones. As we incorporate these principles into our daily lives, we not only improve our relationships, but also enrich our overall experience of life. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic principles and their application to modern relationships. If you found this video helpful, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We would also love to hear your thoughts and experiences with Stoicism in the comments below. Until next time, remember to embrace the wisdom of the Stoics and apply it to foster more meaningful and fulfilling relationships.